What I'm going to do is, as you can see, I've sort of opened up the crack here. I'm going to put a bit of glue in here, just a little bit, enough to be able to sort of shut the crack tight as I want it, then weld behind. I'm finding at the moment I'm trying to weld behind this, and as I'm sort of pushing with the plastic and the soldering iron, it's pushing against the crack, and then it's not setting how I want. It's kind of overlapping, so you get that little bit kind of on the face. And so what I want to do is get a little bit of glue in here, very neat and tidy, glue it together, pinch it so it stays as I want it to, then weld it from behind, and we'll see how that looks in a second. Right, so this is it glued into place. Now as you can see from there, that crack is not moving, but that won't hold. Basically, as you bounce along down the road, the vibrations of everything, that will just carry on cracking, and this crack will move up. So now I've tacked that into place with the glue, I can get in behind now and then start tacking with the soldering iron and the zip ties. Like I say, with the zip ties, just an ordinary zip tie, and what you want to do basically is work the soldering iron into these grooves, working it along like that, just pressing the plastic into the back of the plastic, not too hard, so one just melts and binds to the other, and you can kind of build it up as you want. Obviously this crack is sort of up to here, so I want to sort of weld at least up to here and work my way down the back of that crack with this zip tie melted into the back, and that will strengthen it. And you can even, if you want to, sort of do little cross stitches on the back of this. The back of this won't be seen, the back of this doesn't get in the way of anything. It has this bit here on the inside, so if I build up behind this, it's not going to stop anything on the back of this sort of sitting against the inside. Just be careful when you do these welds that you're not blocking anything, because otherwise you're going to have to get in and obviously sort of mount the back of the area that stops you fixing something, you know, to it in place. So there we go, that's tack welded with glue. I'm now going to melt it with the zip ties. It's pretty tricky because what I have to do is basically come in behind here and come in at an angle. It's not ideal at all, but what I did really want to do for the sake of repairing this one crack is remove this whole nose cone and everything and get this whole thing on a bench just to do this one crack. So I'm going to have a go with it in situ. Right, so here we are at the back of the fairing. Sorry about this, it's such an awkward angle to get to. It was very tricky for me to get a soldering iron and the zip tie in there and try and do this. You can just make out the build up of plastic. I've basically gone up the crack from the back there, and then you've got two sort of cross stitches. That's one at the end and then one further on from the end, and there you've got another cross stitch there. It gets a little bit messy right down on this bottom bit because it was really hard to hold the soldering iron with one hand, hold the zip tie with another, all from this very awkward angle. This would be so much easier laid flat, doing it on the inside of that fairing. But I think I've got enough build up of plastic on the back there. It's sort of stitched into the back. I'll show you from the front just sort of how rigid it is now. That is solid now. There's no play in that. So you can see there's no movement in that crack now. That is basically locked tight. Thanks for watching Deano's Garage. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll be showing you these videos, updating some of these videos, and of course I'll be adding to some of these along the way.